Welcome back. You're still at Newsroom on SABC News. Now, dog fighting continues to be a problem in South Africa, despite attempts to end this gruesome sport. Earlier this year, 4 men were found guilty of taking part in dog fighting in Attridgeville. Please be advised that the following scenes may be upsetting.
This week, 4 men were found guilty of taking part in dog fights in Attridgeville. The NSPCA are happy with the verdict.
Yes, no, incredible. We are very all happy because all the accused were found guilty of the animal cruelty that has been justified.
The guilty dog fighters were supported by friends and family at the court. One of the supporters included Barileng Nugubeni, notoriously known as one of the founders of the Attridgeville Pitbull Club.
Do you have any comment, on what's happening?
Nugubeni would not comment on why he was there, but had previously been outspoken against dog fighting prior to this date. Dog fighting breaks down the moral fabric of communities, and the NSPCA encourages people to come forward with any information. For SABC News in Attridgeville, I'm Nina Westhuizen.
Touch my camera!
Now for, more detail on what is currently happening, we are joined by the NSPCA in the form of Wendy Willson, who's a senior inspector. Very good morning to you, Wendy. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning to you.
It's very disturbing, this trend. What's the latest with regards to dog fighting in South Africa?
Well, the campaign that was run recently had a significant effect in advising people and raising an awareness across South Africa, which was very good. It resulted in a lot of support and a lot of fantastic information coming in. And then we had the Attridgeville sentencing yesterday, where all the guilty were sent to prison.
That in itself should be a deterrent, but it doesn't feel like it really deters enough. Can we do more?
I think it's the first time that that we've seen a direct prison sentence with no option of a fine, which shows that the courts are also becoming very intolerant of this. Not only of animal abuse, but the violence that's related to dog fighting specifically.
What rights do dogs have in today's world?
I think it depends a lot on the rights and the voice that people give them. So it's up to us who have a voice to stand up and speak for the voiceless.
Which are the breeds or which are the dogs that you find most at risk often with this kind of racket? That it's really a racket that's being run, and where do people get these dogs? Are they stolen dogs or are they dogs that they breed?
In South Africa, even the American Pit Bull Terrier is the fighting dog of choice. And it depends on which level of sophistication we're talking about. But dogs will be stolen for dog fighting, they'll be bred, they'll be purpose-bred, they'll be bred through a long time, many years at the very top levels for the bloodlines that we find in the fights.
Is there a big gambling element with it amongst this fraternity?
Different motivations for different people, but we find everything from just a pure lust and enjoyment of violence and watching the blood sport. We find gambling, we find egos, street cred, just having the top dog.
Now, what are the areas in and around the country where we see as kind of hotspots for this kind of activity? It's
absolutely everywhere. People suspect to find it in one area, and it's definitely happening in another area. It doesn't matter how affluent the suburb is or how poor the township is. There's dog fighting happening in those areas.
And what can members of society out there who are watching us now talking about this, who are seeing the pictures, very disturbed about it, if one is witnessing these kinds of activities, what do you do?
If you're witnessing it, then you're liable to prosecution. The only way that you can remove yourself from that line of prosecution is to actually speak out. If you know of things like this happening, I believe that everywhere, everybody knows something. And it's up to those people to stand up now, talk about it, protect their communities. It has a huge negative and destructive effect on a community.
Anyone found to be part of this kind of behavior? What is the charge now, and how long are the sentences that were meted out?
The Animals Protection Act is very clear about animal fighting and everything that surrounds it. So it doesn't matter whether you're a spectator, you're the owner of the dog, whether you even own the property. Everybody is liable for prosecution. And now with the sentencing yesterday sets a really good precedent that people that are engaged in this will go to jail.
We see the campaign on screen there now with the dog fighting campaign that you guys, it caused quite a stir on social media. Tell us a little bit about the campaign, and then tell us a little bit about the sort of follow-up after what happened with that banner that you ran around the city.
It was a drastic move, but it's a drastic crime. So basically we advertised a fictitious dog fight, and South Africans were outraged. And a few hours later, we revealed that it was fictitious, and that if it made you see red, that you should stand up and support us and help us fight it. And we had a lot of outrage, but a lot of people turning that anger into action, and actually becoming aware of what's happening under their noses.
The dogs. I'm very concerned about the dogs. What happened to the dogs? Are they... after a life in the ring, as it were, I'm sure that they're not socialized at all to be even living amongst society in general, even with other dogs. What does the life of a dog like this look like?
The American Pit Bull Terrier is actually an amazing breed. It has been bred for hundreds of years to be non-human aggressive. So its default setting is not to be human aggressive. It's animal aggressive. And if that trigger is pulled, remember it might be born with that trigger, but whether it's pulled or not is up to the person who raises it. And we've had some really lovely success stories from the raids and from the dogs we find in this fighting environment. And they can make absolutely lovely pets. It depends on if they're rescued and who we can find homes for them.
Depends on the owner. It always does. Well, I've got 6 dogs. I'm not into this kind of thing. Wendy, thank you for joining us today. Of course, there you see that billboard. Now it's gone. The one that caused all the stir on social media from the NSPCA here in South Africa. Senior Inspector Wendy Willson. There's that one. Nitro versus Thor. Can you imagine that? Takes us back in time almost. Anyhow.